Guys, I don't know what I'm going to do. Hey guys. Should I do creative? No, I don't think I will. Let's go back to the lobby and I'll show you some. Actually, I'll do creative for a sec. I'm going to show you my building. It's not alright. It's not good because I've just got PlayStation like 3-4 months ago, but I haven't been playing, so.
The time she missed their daily appointment, and he immediately knew something was terribly wrong. You won't believe what happened. The Scales family was struggling.
That's my sister's
At only 9 years old, Clem watched as her mother did everything she could
Ready?
to provide for the family.
I'll show you in a sec, hang on.
Wasn't enough. It always seemed like the world was against her.
I'll just start the game, don't need a
They
weapons.
would be forced to take another 3 steps back. It didn't help that Kansas City. Violence was an everyday norm, and drugs were sold regularly on the streets. It was a tough place to live, and not the best situation for a young girl to grow up with. Money was also a
My sensitivity is so
bills were
high.
piling up left and right, and keeping food on the table regularly was hit or miss. There were many nights that Clint had to go to bed hungry due to the lack of funds for a decent meal. It didn't help that her mother soon turned down a dark path. Tired of struggling, Clint's mother turned to drugs, and the violence they had worked so hard to keep out of their home was suddenly infecting him. Clint found herself having to be the light of her brothers, transforming into a mother and caregiver. Thankfully, despite the despair and sadness,
I can't build on these settings.
it was someone she never expected to care, given the area she lived in and her upbringing. But it was a welcome surprise that would make an impact on her life. For Officer Jeff Colvin, patrolling the neighborhoods of Kansas City was a routine he had grown accustomed to. The area he worked was known for its shady business dealings and high crime rate, which meant Colvin had to stay hyper alert during his patrols. He never knew what unexpected situation he could find himself in. One day, Colvin noticed a young girl in the neighborhood he patrolled. He smiled at her, and he noticed her eyes lit up with a grin. She waved back. It was a simple gesture, but Colvin knew the kids living in the area had it tough.
Right now, let's go to solo.
Imagined that one wave would turn into something so much greater. Over the course of the next few weeks, Colvin and Flynn would meet in the same spot, and he would wave while she smiled. It became a daily routine for
Yo,
the girl in
so
office. One he had no idea brought her so much joy due to her troubled home life. As time continued to pass, Colvin and Clint would begin to form a bond. They would talk about the weather, her day, as well as dreams, goals, and aspirations. However, there was a secret Clint was keeping from him. Despite giving off the appearance of a happy little girl, Clint was struggling. As her mother's condition and absence from her life grew, the young girl was forced to step up to the plate and become the adult of the family. She had no idea how hard her life was. With her mother rarely home, Clint had to make sure there was food to feed her 2 brothers. This led to her stealing food from the local 7-Eleven. Clint knew that stealing was wrong, but what other choice? There had been too many times that she and her brothers went days without food, and she refused to let them go hungry. Officer Colvin was the one person in Clint's life she could count on. Every day he would show up at their spot.
I got
One day, everything changed. One sunny afternoon, Colvin arrived at the spot where he met Clint to find her missing. She had never missed their routine get-togethers, and he was surprised that she would suddenly vanish. He'd grown quite fond of the girl and was worried something might have happened to her. Colvin decided to check on Clint and drove over to her house. He had followed her once to make sure she had gotten home safely, so he knew exactly where it was. However, when he knocked on the door, nobody answered. But then he heard a moan followed by movement. While he wasn't in the habit of breaking into someone's home, Colvin had a terrible gut feeling that something was wrong. After making his way inside, he found Clint lying on the floor, pale and shivering. He realized she was very sick and immediately called an ambulance. After being rushed to the hospital, Clint was diagnosed with severe malnourishment. According to the doctors, Colvin had saved her life by finding her because she wouldn't last another day without treatment. picture him saying that he was there for us, and if we ever needed him, he would be right there, Clint would recall later. He would always protect us, so those words would come to me during the worst times of my childhood life. After Coleman saved, she would end up moving out of the area. As the years passed, she never forgot the incredible kindness he had bestowed upon her when she was 9 years old. He had given her a second chance in life. He was that one person that I trusted in my life as a kid. And after 20 years thinking about it, she knew she had to see him out. Despite all the time, Clint wanted to thank him in person. Unfortunately, Clint had forgotten his name after all that time. Therefore, she logged onto Facebook and began to search the Kansas City Police Department's page, hoping she might catch a glimpse of him. Thankfully, she was able to reach out to Sergeant Jennifer Jones, who said she would reach out to Officer Colvin on her behalf. Jones emailed Colvin and told him that a woman claimed to be a little girl he had known years ago, that she was looking for the officers she had waved to daily. Colvin remembered Clint and was shocked, to say the least. Colvin immediately knew who she was. Despite it being 20 years ago, he had thought of her for often, wondering what had happened to her. I always wondered what became of her, Colvin told the local news. It was surprising to connect so many years later. After Colvin confirmed he knew the girl, Jones connected him directly with Clint. The now grown woman was ecstatic to have found the man who had made such a direct connection. I just never thought that this would happen. To find my hero, she revealed. After meeting with Clint, Colvin was overwhelmed with emotion. Most times we go through our career not realizing we've really helped anybody out. That was the case with me, where I wondered if I was even in the right career path. Thankfully, his relationship with Clint proved he had selected the right path. Clint revealed that Colvin saving her life had a major impact on her next steps in life. She was able to turn her life around, get her brothers away from their drug-addicted mother, and make a life for herself. Now she was planning to become a police officer, hoping to make the same impact on someone else like Colvin did for her. After meeting with Colvin, Clint shared her story on social media, and it immediately went viral, garnering a ton of support for her and Colvin. People were impressed by Colvin's selflessness and kindness while praising Clint for rising above her circumstances. Jeff Colvin is not just a hero to me, but my guardian angel also. He was there when I had no one. I want him and every police officer to know that what you do, no matter how big or small, can make a positive impact in someone's life like it did mine. We imagine that Clint is going to go on and do amazing things. It's crazy how much of an impact a simple smile.
Send your love straight to their door with moonpig.com. Download the app now. To Mum, Dad, Mel, Josh, Sadia, Sam. Best wishes, birthday wishes, thinking of you. Hooray for you. Love from us all. Send your love straight to their door with moonpig.com.
It was the night of the big Our Generation fashion show, and all our friends had come to watch. Backstage, the girls were hair and makeup. Gabe and Alexa were practicing. Phoebe, me, and Leah were putting their best outfits on. Soon, it was This is our show, our world. This is our generation.
Available now at Smith's Toy Superstores.
When boy slips guard's secret note, he calls backup. Excuse me, says the little boy, looking at the tall man in uniform. Excuse me, are you Santa Claus? The man looks straight ahead, not acknowledging the boy's presence. I heard you might be him. If you're him, here's my list. And as the little boy stretched his hand and folded up a Christmas list, something miraculous happened. The man opens his palm and takes the list from the boy, whose jaw is now wide open. Is this man really Santa Claus? The man in question was not Santa Claus, but a U.S. Marine. And the situation depicted was actually the plot of a commercial for Toys for Tots, released in 1997. Toys for Tots is a program run by underprivileged children for Christmas. And though the tale of this young boy might have been fictional, the Marine's generosity is not. And the story of this young boy in Florida proves it. The Sea Turtle Youth Triathlon is an annual event that takes place along Pensacola Beach in Pensacola, Florida. It is a full triathlon aimed at children aged 7 to 15, created to encourage athleticism from an early age. The swim portion of the event is held in the Gulf of Mexico, while the bike and run portions are held on a closed road. The event is wholly run by volunteers, and that's where Matthew Morgan came in. Matthew Morgan is originally from San Diego, but he moved to Pensacola to join the Marines, becoming a private first class at Marine Detachment Corey Station. The training command post had 22 students that year, and Captain Frank Anderson, their commanding officer, decided to volunteer their services for the Sea Turtle Triathlon. The group of young men would help monitor the races and look out for any eventuality. But nobody was prepared for what was about to happen. Private Morgan was standing along the course of the run portion of the race, waiting for the young triathletes as they completed the swim and bike portions of the event. Soon he saw the first group of young kids approach and smiled as they all ran by and completed the race. As more and more children made it to the finish line, Private Morgan noticed something out of the corner of his eye. There was a boy in trouble. An 11-year-old boy named Ben Baltz had gone down in the middle of the course. Private Morgan immediately rushed over to see if he could help. And that's when he realized what the problem was. The boy had a prosthetic leg, and it had come off. I made it there first that he had already regained his composure and was trying to fix his leg. I asked if he needed help, recalled Private Morgan, but this boy had a lot of determination. This was not Ben Baltz's first triathlon. When he was only 6 years old, he was diagnosed with bone cancer in his right leg. Due to the condition, he had to have his fibula and tibia removed. But that was a little obstacle for young Ben. Once the cancer was gone, he went right back into sports, using a mechanical knee and special running leg. He plays soccer and baseball, but triathlons are his true passion. And this one was no different. The Sea Turtle Triathlon was Ben's third triathlon, and he was doing great. He'd already completed the 150-yard swim and 4-mile bike ride. He was halfway through the 1-mile run when he knew something was wrong with his prosthetic leg. It started wobbling. Then, before he knew it, a screw came loose and he went down. But when Private Morgan came to ask if he needed help, he knew he didn't want to give up. "No, I just want to finish the race," Ben told Private Morgan. Meanwhile, Ben's mom was starting to get worried about her son. It was only a mile. I knew he was tired. I was like, "Where is he? Where is he? Where is he?" Kim Baltz told CNN. Private Morgan knew he had to help Ben finish what he started, so he did something incredible. "Ladies and gentlemen, I want you to turn around and look at what's happening on the course," said the event announcer. Ben's mom turned around and her heart swelled. Private Morgan had picked the boy up and put him on his back and ran the last half mile of the run. The other Marines immediately surrounded them and ran along with them as the crowds cheered and applauded. Mrs. Baltz couldn't contain her tears. "It was just very touching that the Marines were there," said Ben's mom. "But for the Marines, such actions are part of their duty. We're selfless as an institution in the Marine Corps," said Captain Anderson. "Putting others before ourselves is second nature." He also had some kind words to say about Private Morgan. Captain Anderson said he was proud that Private Morgan embodied the values of the Marine Corps. "It's great to see what Marines do, not leave anybody behind, is exemplified in the youngest members of our institution. It's clear that Private Morgan is a bright young man. And what did Ben think about this?" According to Mrs. Baltz, Ben was a little embarrassed that he wasn't able to finish the race on his own, and that he had to be carried to the finish line. But his parents assured him that there was no need to be ashamed. "We want to give him the message that he can do anything, and he has an inspirational story." Private Morgan certainly agrees with that sentiment. "As far as I'm concerned, he finished that race," said Private Morgan about Ben. "As long as he knows he could have finished it and wanted to finish it, all good.
Jeez, that was close, guys. I literally nearly got B. He sprayed at me though, so still don't care. I know he didn't like want to get killed, but I don't want to get sprayed at, so Gardy. Anyway, this is probably gonna be. I know it's my first game on, but I'm gonna come off because I don't want to stream. To be honest. Oh, I'm going the wrong way. I'm gonna play on Switch next, guys. So if I get my account up on there. It's literally like a heli chase. Let's find the fellow helis. This might be really dangerous. Oh, yeah. Oh, Fluffer's nice. Whoever that kid was. Oh my god, he was. Mate, I need this. In that case, I'm just taking my heli and getting out of here. Come on. Oh. Alright, I think that's it now, guys. In a bit. I know I'm on air, but